everyone, this is Persephone, and thank you to the people who messaged me and thanked me for being more active on YouTube. It's so difficult to make more YouTube videos because I have to film all the other NSFW stuff, but I promised that once my ManyVids account starts doing better, I'm going to be back here, and here we are. So today I'm going to talk to you about something that you're going to need if you watch me and you are a cam model, if you watch me and you are a beta man who wants to improve his life, or if you watch me as a person who is into self-improvement in general. And that is how to lose weight and keep it away once and for all without any actual diet. I'm proud to say that I have the same weight all of my life. I can fit in the same clothes that I had when I was 16 or 17, and so does my father. Although we have many disagreements with this man, he is also proud to say that he is able to fit in the military uniform that he had when he was 19, which is something that even I didn't believe it at some point, and I made a bet with him and I lost. So when people see me with him, they will say, oh my God, what a family with good genetics, you seem to never get fat, you seem to never have problems. And let me tell you something, I doubt genetics have anything to do with it. It's more of a fact that I got a bunch of lifestyle, like not exactly tips, but when I grew up with him and my grandma in my formative years and they observed what they did, that's what keeps the weight away. And I'm going to share it with you today, so let's not waste time on further intros. Thing number one, listen to your body and don't have over-reliance on science, celebrities, and other media. What do I mean by that? Every time people hear that I eat once or twice a day maximum, they used to think that I'm crazy. That was before fasting wasn't even a thing, intermittent fasting, and there was this horrid period where people talked about 3-hour intervals between meals and 6 small meals a day and all of that. In my opinion, turbo crap. I'm not a doctor or a dietitian, but I tried it and it didn't work for me at all. The 6 meals a day, I was always hungry, I was unproductive because I had to cook the 6 not filling meals at all, and I was actually gaining weight. So I said, I don't care, I'm going to eat once or twice a full meal that makes my stomach full, and that's it. The rest of the time it is for my goals. And people would say, just wait, your metabolism will soon be inactive and you're going to balloon up, which never happened. So you're very welcome and free to try different methods of feeding and nourishing your body, but if something doesn't work for you, forget everyone else who says that you should do it, because maybe it's not being actually like explained yet medically, or maybe it's the pharmaceutical companies or other quacks who have an interest by you becoming sick, and so on. So I eat once or twice a day usually, and there are days where I eat breakfast and there are days where I wake up and I don't feel like eating, so I eat a big, would you say, brunch, and then a dinner, and then that's it. In general, the rule is listen to your body. The worst things, the times where I felt the most bloated, depressed, and anxious was when I was believing the crap that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I would wake up and force myself to eat, and then I would feel nausea, bloating, and general self-hate. So don't do that. If you're one of these people that you wake up and you want to eat breakfast, by all means, go ahead and eat breakfast. That brings us to point number 2, which I have to thank my Asian boyfriends and exes in general for teaching me that. Eat breakfast like an Asian person and not like a Western person. One thing that I saw that made tremendous difference was when I replaced sugary cereal, even fruit and stuff that they don't have white sugar that supposedly we eat in the West, I saw that they were terrible compared to waking up and eating salad for breakfast, or yesterday's like leftovers for breakfast, or rice with something for breakfast. It kept me so much more fuller and so much more energized compared to, I went through the stage that I would eat like cereal with milk or cereal with yogurt. I would be fine for 1 hour, then I would have a huge sugar crash. Around 11 a.m. I would feel like, oh my God, I have to eat something, and then I would feel like I'm going to collapse. And I tried every possible Western breakfast, and starting to eat real food for breakfast made a huge difference. So I would say avoid all of the stuff that they promote us, that they're in fact what my grandma used to call animal food. Like, I understand eating oatmeal with something else or eating cereal with something else, but if your breakfast doesn't have protein, if it doesn't have healthy fat, it's not going to sustain you. So I actually either skip breakfast or eat something that is, it's not actually traditional Western crap. That the people who eat cereal and the people who do things like that, them, they're mostly Americans and they're mostly morbidly obese. Thing number 3, no food is actually forbidden food. I'm someone that struggled with anorexia because of extreme narcissistic abuse from my psycho mother, and I'm going to tell you an example of her self-hate and my dad. If there was, let's say, a pack of chocolate biscuits in the refrigerator and my father wanted one, he would go take one, eat it, and that's it. And the pack would last a week. My mother, if you have 3 packs, she's going to go and eat them all. Because something that many people don't know is that very, very often people can be anorexic and bulimic or anorexic and binge eaters and have alternations on how they eat. So what she did was that she would actually exclude entire groups of foods from her diet and my diet because I was a minor and I didn't have money to go buy stuff. And she would say, we'll never eat meat again, in her first vegan phase, or we'll never eat sweets again, in the, oh my god, we're becoming diabetic all soon phase. And the more something is forbidden, the more you crave it. So if you want to eat something, I would say make it your cheat meal, eat it once a week, eat a normal portion of it, eat a real portion of it, don't substitute with low fat, no sugar crap that they don't really fill you up, and then go on with your day. Because this self-hatred, this excluding foods, my mother is now obese to the point that she has extreme health problems, and that was because of all the yo-yo diets she did over the years and all of the stuff that she excluded over and over only to binge eat them later on. The other thing that I want to remind you is that there are things that they are extremely addictive. So if you have an addictive personality like me, I cannot keep moderation in things like chips, in things like popcorn. I can eat my weight on chips and popcorn. I took a 23andMe test that said, interestingly, that I don't have a sweet tooth, which I knew, but I have a tendency to be attracted to salty stuff. So sometimes I have to not even eat one because one leads to one pack. Or if I know that I wanted to have it as my cheat meal, it's going to be one small pack and that's it. I can't stop at one. So if you are also like that, try to not hoard things that you're weak towards in the house. And if you absolutely need to eat it, a good idea is to try to make your own healthier version. Like take potatoes, slice them in very thin slices, bake them, and enjoy something that you made, and it's much, much healthier. Another thing that my family did when it was my dad, my grandma, and me is that I don't know why they did that, I've never seen it anywhere else like during that time, but what they would do is that they would have huge bowls, like especially salad bowls, and they would be on the table and you would have your own smaller plate and you would take as much, usually that was salad or fruit, and you would take as much as you wanted on your plate. And if there was leftover one, it went to the refrigerator. So I never had the pressure that, oh my god, you have to clear up your plate, or oh my god, there are children starving in Africa and all of that stuff. That I see many people that they have to compulsively clean their plate after all of this abuse for years and years. So I never had that, and I recommend it. If you are a busy person and if you have not much time to cook, just make one big portion and put on your plate enough until you feel full. That can be a trap with things that they are fattening, but if you eat salad like that or if you eat soup like that, you're going to be fine.